everyone. You people must have given a thought once in a while about the way human body depends on its hormones for various processes. Do plants possess hormones? So the answer is yes. Plants do possess hormones. Hormones in plants are referred to as phytohormones. So the topic we are going to discuss today is phytohormones. Plant hormones are responsible for the control and coordination of plants. There are different kinds of phytohormones which affect the growth of plant. The phytohormones are the chemical compounds which are released by stimulated cells. These hormones are diffused around the plant cells. They have a role to play in cell division, cell enlargement, cell differentiation, fruit growth, falling of leaves, ripening of fruits, and aging of plants, etc. There are four types of plant hormones, namely auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, and abscisic acid. First of all, we will talk about auxins. Auxins help in the cell growth at the shoot tips. By elongating the cells, they help in the growth process. Now comes gibberellins. These hormones are responsible for the cell growth in the stem, seed germination, and flowering. Next one is cytokinins. It promotes cell division in plants. It also promotes the opening of the stomata and delays aging in leaves. The last one is abscisic acid. This hormone inhibits the growth of the plant and therefore it promotes dormancy in seeds and buds. The detachment of fruits, flower, and falling of leaves, etc. are promoted by this hormone. Now, coming to our next topic, we will discuss about movement in plants. Plants inhibit two types of movements. First one is growth dependent movement and the second one is non-growth dependent movements. Growth dependent movements are also called tropic movements. These movements are towards or away from a stimulus, whereas non-growth dependent movements are also called the Nastic movements. These movements are independent of stimulus. Growth-dependent movements or tropic movements are further classified into 5 types: Phototropism, Geotropism, Hydrotropism, Chemotropism, and Thigmotropism. Let's discuss phototropism first. It is the movement of plants in response to light. The shoot system of a plant exhibits this characteristic. The shoot moves towards the light. Next one is geotropism. It is the movement of a plant part towards the soil. This is a characteristic of the root system. The roots always move in the direction of Earth's gravity. Now comes hydrotropism. It is the movement of a plant towards water. The stimulus here is water itself. The next one is chemotropism. It is the movement of plants in response to a chemical stimulus. A classic example of this type of movement is the growth of pollen tube towards the ovule during fertilization in a flower. The last one is Thigmotropism. It is the directional movement in plants in response to touch. For example, the plant tendrils climb around any support which they touch. Now, in the last, we'll talk about Nastic movements. These are non-directional movements, so they are not dependent on stimulus and are also growth independent. For example, the leaves of a touch-me-not plant folds up immediately when touched. These kind of changes occur due to the changes in the amount of water in the leaves. Depending on quantity, they either swell up or shrink. That's all for today. Thank you very much.